Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Adventure Comics 115. Almost said 10 something. The Adventure of the Jaguar Boy, where Superboy essentially meets Kid Tarzan. That's what we can really call Jaguar Boy. He's just basically Tarzan. And that does fit in with the adventure line of comics. Actually, Action Comics had more of a jungle hero. We don't really talk about Congo Bill, and gladly, we do not talk about Congo Bill. Well, I believe did actually have some shorts back in the 1940s. Maybe, no, 1940s. They possibly made it to the 50s, but he did have a few shorts after the popularity of the Superman shorts. This is not a good story. I'm not going to beat around the bush. As you can imagine, by going to Africa, it's going to have some pretty racist caricatures of the African tribesmen. And yeah, they're treated pretty poorly. The Jaguar Boy essentially just kind of runs afoul of two diamond thieves and possible slave traders. I don't know if they pay these African tribesmen who work for them, so it might be slavery. We have to assume the worst from these guys, who blame all the diamond heists on the Jaguar Boy and wants to get rid of him. Superboy sees through this immediately, and there's some, I guess, fun with Superboy pretending to be Jaguar Boy. He's called Jaguar Boy because he hangs out with two jaguars. But like the characterization of the African tribesmen is they talk a lot like how you would do a racist caricature of an indigenous American person, as in from the American continent. But I mean like Native Americans, but indigenous folk, that like me like peace pipe sort of writing dialogue. It's very offensive and not particularly their speaking pattern. It's more racist because they only have like one racist idea of how someone learning English as not their first language from a very complicated different language would speak. It's all just the same to them. I'm really focusing on this because I hate this the most, and especially the treatment of them. As for the actual story, not much really happens. In fact, I was kind of confused, and while rereading it before this video, I had thought in the waterfall scene where Superboy has to save Jaguar Boy and his two jaguars that the jaguars fell to their death. The next panel doesn't make it very clear if he's carrying the jaguars, and then the jaguars are missing, so he has the cubs of the jaguars. Superboy does actually say that the jaguars ran away after that, but I missed that the first time reading through it, and I was pretty confused and thought the jaguars had died and that Superboy had just failed to save them. I mean, I guess it is somewhat of an improvement on my first reading of it, but it's still kind of just, what? And to make matters worse, the story ends with him back in the States, on this continent, looking less like a Tarzan with clean-cut hair and dressed like a child from the 1940s. But he has the two kitten cub jaguars as pets. So he's keeping wild animals that should not be kept or domesticated. So even the end, that's supposed to be a happy ending, I find kind of atrocious. But there's nothing really more to say about this story. There's hardly that much of like action sequences. Even for like a Tarzan kid, it's not even that particularly interesting with him swinging around. They don't focus on that a lot. Like the most memorable set piece is him saving him from the waterfall. I can barely remember how the two guys were taken out, and it wasn't particularly all that difficult to take them out. Okay, that is it from Adventure Comics 115, The Adventure of Jaguar Boy. I don't think they're ever going to spin him off. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday. We cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow? I feel like those Jaguars would have wanted their cubs back eventually. Okay, have a great day.